Hello, kids.
Can you get that book?
It's us
Can you
again.
get that book?
What book? Oh, yeah. There we are.
And to read the Mr. Shine.
Yes. We are tonight. Have you had a good day? Good. Good. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Little Miss Sunshine. Bring me sunshine. Bring me rain. Bring me thunder. I don't think that's in the song. Do you know something? Don't we? Little Miss Sunshine keeps her smile.
Kids watch.
Oh no, you got them malwams again. Oh, I don't know. She only gets malwams when she's good, don't you, darling? And you've been good today, ain't you, darling? Haven't you? Little Miss Sunshine lives in Rise and Shine Cottage on the bank of a river. And Little Miss Sunshine, as her name suggests, is a very happy person. She's the sort of person who never gets in a bad mood. The sort of person who is the exact opposite of somebody else who appears in this story. She's got a lovely house. Look at it. Uh-oh, that somebody is Mr. Grumpy. Mr. Grumpy, as his name suggests, is the grumpiest person in the whole
Reason.
wide
Reason.
world. The sort of person who is always
World is mean cost money.
the sort of person who is always in a bad mood. Everything annoys him. Flowers growing in his garden, sunny days, rainy days. But the thing that puts Mr. Grumpy in the worst possible mood is seeing other people happy. Whoop. Oh, should we keep him like that? Yeah. One morning, Mr. Grumpy, leave it. One morning, Mr. Grumpy met Little Miss Sunshine. Good morning, Mr. Grumpy, said Little Miss Sunshine carefully.
Good morning. There's nothing good about it,
snapped Mr. Grumpy. Huffed Mr. Grumpy after Miss Sunshine had left.
That Miss Sunshine is always so happy. Just for once, I'd love to see her in a bad mood.
He's ripped the flowers up, guys. That's not very nice, is it? It was on his way home that Mr. Grumpy thought of a plan to upset Little Miss Sunshine. He raced home and made a list of all the things that were guaranteed to upset him. It was a very long list.
Now, there must be something here that will put Miss Sunshine in a bad mood,
he said out loud. Mr. Grumpy wasn't a nice man, was he?
We're reading. That one. Aren't we?
Yeah. The first thing Mr. Grumpy had written on his list was waiting for buses. So the next day, Mr. Grumpy opened a gate and let all Farmer Fields' sheep out into the lane. And the bus was delayed for hours and hours while all the sheep were rounded up. Beep, beep, meh, 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 meh. Can you make a sheep noise? Meh. Meh. That's it. Mr. Grumpy ran round to the bus stop. Chuckled nasty. I can't wait to see how upset Miss Sunshine is. But little Miss Sunshine was not upset. In fact, she wasn't there. It was such a nice day that she decided to go for a walk to town.
How?
Bother, said Mr. Grumpy.
There she goes, look. To town. She walks to town.
I'll do it a bit further.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do it.
No, you leave it. Oh. The next day, Mr. Grumpy looked at the second thing on his list.
Goodbye.
Losing, he read out loud. So that evening, he invited Miss Sunshine round to his house to play some cards. And he cheated. But little Miss Sunshine, being the happy-go-lucky person that she is, she did not mind losing at all. In fact, she liked it.
Oh, well, never mind. I've lost. You've won. Aren't we good?
Mr. Grumpy won every game that they played. Oh, well played, Mr. Grumpy, she said at the end of the evening. You won every single game. I didn't win one little tiny game.
You're so good at cards.
Oh, bother, said Mr. Grumpy when he left. Mr. Grumpy read down his list again. Number 3 said, getting caught in the rain. Mr. Grumpy filled up his watering can and, using his ladder, climbed a tree just outside little Miss Sunshine's house. And there he waited until Miss Sunshine came out for a walk. La-di-da-di-da, isn't it a lovely day? Look at my daffodils. Oh, there's a bumblebee and a butterfly. Look, isn't it beautiful? But little Miss Sunshine saw the ladder. Oh, what a silly
Guys,
place.
I got a poorly cold today.
You've had some medicine, haven't you, darling?
Yeah, and I got a poorly cold.
You've got a little cough, haven't you, and a cold. Oh, what a silly place to leave a ladder, she said to herself. And she walked round the other side.
Guys, I popped.
And she walked round the other side of the tree and she put the ladder away. Uh-oh.
Look, my nails are
Those-
pretty dirty.
Yeah, we're gonna scrub them after we've read. Very dirty. Bother, bother, bother. There he was, stuck up the tree, middle of the night, nobody around him, no ladder, couldn't get down, looking at the stars. He fell out the tree. The fourth thing on Mr. Grumpy's list was queuing. Now that's where you have to wait behind the next person that's in front of you. Hang on, we can't go to sleep yet, we're reading. Mr. Grumpy waited until little Miss Sunshine went shopping, and then he rushed ahead of her to the greengrocer's, where he started an argument with Mrs. Pod about the quality of her peas. As he argued, a queue began to form behind him, and when he glanced back, he saw Miss Sunshine standing at the very back of the queue. He smiled to himself and carried on arguing, until he felt sure she must be really fed up waiting. But when he turned round, the queue had disappeared.
Can you
Oh.
louder? Do that word.
And when he went outside, he found everybody in the queue happily chatting to little Miss Sunshine.
Oh, bother, 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 double bother. Oh.
Mr. Grumpy was furious. But then he met Mr. Nosey and had another nasty idea. "Do you know," said Mr. Grumpy, "what little Miss Sunshine calls Miss Bossy behind her back? She calls her knobbly knees." "You got knobbly knees? Knobbly knees? Knobbly knees?" Mr. Grumpy thoroughly nasty idea was to start a rumour that would get little Miss Sunshine into trouble. Is this book ever going to end? And the rumour spread. Mr. Nosey told little Miss Star, who told Mr. Uppity, who told little Miss Splendid, who told Mr. Muddle, who told little Miss Bossy, and little Miss Sunshine said that Mr. Grumpy calls you knobbly knees, said Mr. Muddle. "Does he now?" said Miss Bossy grimly, and marched straight round to Mr. Grumpy's house and biffed him, boom, on the nose. Oh!
Because
Oh, you don't, darling. You don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to do it in real life. It was a very sorry-looking Mr. Grumpy that little Miss Sunshine met outside her house the next day. Miss Sunshine invited him in for breakfast to cheer him up, and she cooked him some fried eggs. Sunny side up, of course. Did she manage to cheer Mr. Grumpy up? Did she? Of course not. No more than Mr. Grumpy can upset little Miss Sunshine. We've got to go in the bathroom, guys. Haven't we?
yeah,
Got to go and do our
I
hands.
need to wash
Look at dirty nails.
fingers.
Oh, dirty doos. So we'll see you later. Yeah, do you want to say bye?
Bye, Papa.
Bye. See you soon.